Hello everyone! Today we are going to have a lesson with you on the theme film review. Are you ready? If yes, let's get started. A review is a short description of a film, play, book, etc. It is either formal or informal in style. Depending on the readers it is addressed to. Present tenses are normally used in a review. A good review should consist of an introduction in which you give all the background information of the story, setting, type, characters, etc. A main body consisting of 2 paragraphs in which all the main points of the plot are presented in time sequence, as well as comments on acting, plot, character development, directing, etc. A conclusion in which the writer recommends or doesn't recommend a film, book, performance, etc. and giving reasons. There are some useful languages for reviews. For describing background, you may use these expressions. This well-written, informative, fascinating book. The film story is set in. The film book tells the story of. This work is based on, etc. For describing main points of plot, you can use the following expressions, such as the plot focuses on, the story begins, the plot has an unexpected twist, the film reaches a dramatic climax, and general comments. It is rather long, confusing, slow, etc. The cast is excellent, weak. The script is dull, clever. It has a tragic, surprising end. And your recommendations. Don't miss it. It will change the way you see. Now, let's move on the structure of the film review. Look at the introduction part. In introduction, you can write a paragraph in which you describe background, for example, the setting of the film, type of the story, and the main characters. In main body, you can write 2 paragraphs. In paragraph first, you may write about main points of the plot. In paragraph 2, general comments. Now let's move on to conclusion. In conclusion, you write just 1 paragraph in which you will include your recommendations. There are useful languages for reviews. Now you can write it down, the useful languages. Have you finished? Let's continue our lesson. Before writing a review, you should take into consideration the following questions. The first one, what is the title, type, setting of the film or a book? The second, who are the main characters? The third, what information would you include about the plot? What other points would you include in the review? It may be author, director, soundtrack, etc. Could you write an unfavorable Review of the film, book. Why and why not? In which order would you present the information, comments to be included? What useful expressions could you use in the introductory and final paragraphs, and to comment on various features of the film or a book? Now, let's look at the model. The name of the review is Armageddon. I think almost all of you know this film. Now look at the introduction part. Armageddon is an action-packed adventure about an enormous asteroid and the desperate efforts of mankind to stop it from destroying the world. Directed by Jerry Bruckheimer, the cast includes Willis as Harry Stamper, an oil rig owner, Liv Tyler as his daughter, Grace, and Ben Affleck as Stamper's employee, AJ, who is in love with Grace. Look at the main body. There are two paragraphs in the main body. The first paragraph. The story begins when NASA discovers that the gigantic asteroid is only 18 days away from destroying the Earth. NASA asks Harry to prevent the deadly asteroid from reaching our planet. Harry and his oil rig crew are given intensive training by NASA astronauts before they travel to space. The film is filled with suspense as the men race against time to save the planet. The special effects and computer graphics are so spectacular that the audience will be amazed. The actors give a brilliant performance and the directing is superb. What is more, the soundtrack, mostly by Aerosmith, is fantastic. You can see that in conclusion, you can just write one paragraph, one short paragraph. Let's read it. I thoroughly recommend this film. If you like excitement, it will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat. Don't miss it. Now let's move on. Book review. Look at the first task. Read the book review and label each paragraph with the headings below. The first, recommendation, general comments, main points of plot, background information. Now, I'll read the Hound of the Baskerville. Then you will put the name of the paragraphs yourself. Is it clear? Let's get started. Introduction. The Hound of Baskerville by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is an excellent story that takes place in London and Dartmoor. This fascinating book is about the famous detective Sherlock Holmes, who with his trusted assistant Watson tries to solve the mysterious death of Sir Charles Baskerville. The mystery begins when Dr. Mortimer, Sir Charles' personal doctor, relates the circumstances surrounding his patient's death to Holmes and Watson. The doctor believes that his death has something to do with the legend of the Hound, which is an enormous, evil, hunting dog that terrorizes the people of Baskerville. Soon it becomes clear that Sir Henry, who is Sir Charles' nephew and the only surviving heir to the Baskerville fortune, is also in danger. Holmes and Watson have to move quickly in order to protect Sir Henry's life and to solve the mystery. The book is full of thrilling moments as the author creates tension with unexpected twists and vivid descriptions. What gives the book its dark atmosphere? However, its silent, evil presence of the legendary hound which dominates the story throughout. I thoroughly recommend The Hound of Baskervilles. Readers will have a difficult time putting this masterpiece down as they are kept in suspense until the very end of the book. Now, you should answer the questions. Which paragraph includes the writer's recommendation? What phrases does she use to recommend the book? Clear? Okay. Let's move on to the second question. Which paragraph includes a short description of the main points of the plot? Does the writer reveal the end of the story? Is it clear? Good. The third question. In which paragraph does the writer include information about where the story takes place and what is it about? Which paragraph includes general comments on the book? What are they? Which of the following has the writer used? Take them. Is it passive voice, variety of adjectives, colloquial expressions, abbreviations, and the last one, complex sentence? I think the questions are clear for you. Have you done? Okay, let's move on to the next task. Read the useful vocabulary box below. Which phrases refer to books? Which refer to films? Which refer to both? Then write it in your notebook. Useful vocabulary. Background. Main points of the plot. General comments. And recommendations. Is it clear? If yes, let's move on to the next task. Now look at this table. Fill in the table below with adjectives from the list. Dull, excellent, terrible, moving, superb, awful, fantastic, fascinating, touching, dreadful, thrilling, hilarious, entertaining, and amusing. Is it clear? If yes, let's move on to the next task. There are some relative clauses to make your review more interesting. To the reader, you can add details about the plot using relative clauses. For example, Detective Lark wants to catch Scar is a diamond smuggler. Detective Lark wants to catch Scar, who is a diamond smuggler. You see here who is a relative clause. William discovers as a secret path leads to the castle. William discovers a secret path which leads to the castle, which is a relative clause here. Claire is a teacher. Her son wins a scholarship to study biology. Claire is a teacher whose son wins a scholarship to study biology. They travel to Europe. In New York, they meet a very unusual taxi driver. They travel to New York, where they meet a very unusual taxi driver. Before writing a film review, you should take into consideration these points. Let's continue. Now, read the rubric and underline the key words and answer the questions. A magazine has asked its readers to submit reviews of films that they have recently seen and think would be of interest to other people. The first one. Who is going to read your review? You should take into consideration. The second one. Which of the following must you include? Tick them. Main points of the plot, number of seats in the cinema, type of film, name of director, recommendation, main characters and names of actors, who portrayed them, general comments about acting, soundtrack, etc. Is it clear? Let's continue. If it is clear, your home task will be to write a review on this. Your home task will be to write a review about the film which you have recently seen. Your review must contain 120 and 150 words. If everything is clear, our lesson is over. Goodbye.